Hey guys, hope y'all are having fun at home, and this is just a quick little trial run video just to make sure this works and to kind of go over what you guys got in your pack of stuff. Of course, I brought you your art box, and that's got all the stuff that we use in class all the time, like scissors and your watercolor and crayons and stuff like that. But the things that I really want to show you are the things that are not in your art box and the stuff that you don't normally have. So you should have one thick piece of watercolor paper, and this is not the biggest papers that I gave you, but it's a little bit smaller in comparison. This is the big paper that I gave you, so you should have two of these, and this is watercolor paper also, but it's a little bit thinner. So you're gonna have the two big ones and then the one that's a little bit smaller, okay? And both of these are watercolor paper, and they'll be for separate things that we're gonna make. You also should have three smaller pieces of cardstock. And we'll do some artwork that you'll make, like a triptych, which means that there are three pieces to the same artwork. And we'll use these. You should also have a canvas. So it's a pre-stretched and treated canvas. You should also have a canvas bag, okay? We're gonna do something really cool with these. We're gonna do a batik, and I'll tell you more about that when we start to do this project. It'll take a couple of different times, just because you'll have to let some stuff dry, and then at the end you're gonna go back and wash it. It's gonna be very cool, but you should have, like I said, one of these bags. You should have a big piece of scrapbook paper, and when we do the project that we use this, you can use this or even newspaper. So if you have some newspaper or some magazines that have like articles with just some black and white, like the typed writing, save that, because you might want to use that instead of this. I just wanted to be sure that you had something that you could use in case you didn't have magazines or newspapers laying around, okay? You should also have a nice assortment of scrapbook paper, and these are not like cut any particular, like, see, have a little place in this one. And they're not all the same size, and that's okay, because we're going to be cutting shapes out of these. And you won't use all of these, so if you will, save the ones that you don't use. If you find something between now and the time that we get back to school that you would like to use them for, feel free to go ahead and use them. But if you don't use them, you can bring them back and we'll save them. We might want to use them another time, okay? All right, you should also have a couple of brushes. Some of you have a brush in your watercolor. If you had one in the watercolor, I may have only put one in your bag, but there may be two, but you should have one that's a little bit bigger and one that's a little bit smaller. And then you should also have several containers like this that are going to contain different colors of paint. You should have 8 containers, okay? This is acrylic paint, and if you will think about class and think about the big thing of paint shirts that we use, if you have a paint shirt at home, you really want to use it, because this, parents, listen, and kids, if your parents aren't watching this with you, be sure you tell them this does not wash out. So don't get it somewhere, like if you get it on the table, it'll wipe, or it'll come off of the table. If you get it on your hands, it'll wash off of your hands. But if you get it on your clothes and let it dry in your clothes, it probably will not come out. Now, if you do get it on fabric and you can get it out before it dries, then it will come out. But the best thing is to just put your paint shirt on and try to be really careful and not get it on stuff. You should also have a Mod Podge, and we'll use this on something specific. So I guess the thing I want to say to you is, don't go through and use all your materials for other stuff, because then when I send you the videos for the projects that we're going to do together, you might not have the materials to do those. However, you may have lots of materials at home. I'm not sure what you've got. Just like I was going to tell you with the paint, if you've got a lot of paint at home, if you have more acrylic paint and other colors, you're welcome to use that whenever we do the project with the acrylic paint. If you have tempera paint at home and you don't want to use the acrylic because you don't want to make a mess, parents, that's okay too. But the acrylic just has a tendency to cover better, and it has a little bit nicer finish, so that's why I try to use that with the kids. And it's not quite as big a deal in the art room because you do not. Carden, everyone. Honey, I'll be out there in just a minute, okay?
Sorry, everyone.
There you go. Anyway, so if you want to double check, make sure you have all of those things. I will be posting the first lesson video in just a little bit. Oh, I almost forgot. I also stuck you a pencil sharpener in there just because if you're like us, we got home and we're doing our work, and I was like, you know what? I don't think we have a pencil sharpener here. So when you're drawing and stuff, there you go. All right, the next video is coming soon, and it will have instructions for our first project. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in a little bit.